everyone, it's Christina with Landscape Management Magazine, and I'm here today with Josh Currivan, owner of Currivan Green Company in Andover, Mass, and we're here to talk about battery-powered equipment. One thing that everyone kind of does a little differently is like the recharging setup. So could you talk to me a little bit about what you guys do for your recharging setup, what you do? Do you charge anything on the road? All of that.
We're in the process actually this week of trying to come up with a dock station in an enclosed trailer. The problem we're running into is I want to say brand loyalty, because we use different brands for certain things. And over time, we've accumulated tools from, whether it be Echo, Milwaukee, DeWalt, or like a Tractor Supply brand. And having multiple dock stations in the trailer isn't really efficient, because now you got three batteries of each brand, three different docking stations. Right now, what we're doing is we use inverters in the trucks, and we tend to just plug and play as we go. These things, because they're not used throughout the day, all day, the batteries last a decent amount of time. Now with the pole saws and the hedge trimmers, we have three batteries for each. And we try to keep those charged, and as soon as we get in from a job, we throw them back on the charger. The one thing that really keeps me from going full on with all of our tools to battery is more or less the efficiency of charging the charge station, because obviously the size of the batteries change, the dock stations change. I have some Milwaukee stuff for over a span of 10 years where they become obsolete, and you have to throw that battery out, or that tool becomes useless, because now you have 5 other tools that don't work with the dock station that you currently have.
Do you have any advice for contractors? You use a couple different brands. Do you have any advice for contractors evaluating battery powered equipment? How did you come up with kind of understanding what worked best for you in those situations?
My advice for contractors would be start small. I wouldn't make a major investment into a big piece of equipment that's battery powered. I would start small with maybe like a weed whacker or the grease gun, for instance, and just see how it helps your time become more efficient. If the cost of ownership's there, do your research. How much is a battery replacement going to cost in 2 years? How much does it cost you to have 2 batteries on hand? Do you have the resources to charge that battery throughout the day? I do think at some point in the near future, they're going to force our hand, meaning legislation is going to force our hand to become more green. Even international, in the UK, you're seeing these ultra low emission regulations where a lot of these guys are having to get rid of diesel trucks and gas powered equipment. And the same thing in Massachusetts, where around Boston with Cambridge and Brookline, they completely phased out gas powered equipment. California, because of the emission laws over there, it's phased out, and eventually it's going to come in. I still think it's too early. I don't think that the resources are there for contractors. And on the residential side, from a contractor, you're going to pay more as a homeowner without having these resources or plans in play. But I would start doing your due diligence now, is researching, if you're a lawn mowing company, experiment with the weed whackers. That's probably, and I'm guessing here, I'm going to assume an entry level weed whacker battery powered is probably $400 or $500, because the residential ones are $200 or $300. So I would experiment with smaller pieces of equipment, see how you like them. I don't want to say brand loyalty, but stick with one brand, so you're not like me, and I'm constantly chasing down charge units and batteries, and it's a nightmare. It really is.